Hey my Sugar Bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, OGJackeeNicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo?
Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back. So, I guess people out there are really feeling some sort of way about yesterday's show. Today is July 9th. This show aired on July 8th, and they're upset with Wendy Williams and how she kind of delivered a story about a young man who passed away. So I guess this young man, and I have to be completely honest, I'm not quite sure who he is myself, but I guess he has went viral as a TikTok star during this pandemic. And so a lot of people, a lot of us who aren't using TikTok aren't aware of who these like kind of overnight celebrities are. So she decided to tell a story about this young man being murdered, and let's just say the way she did it was just not okay. So let's go ahead. So I have an article here from The Root. And it says, Wendy, how you really doing? Reporting on someone's death this way. So, yeah, I mean, Wendy has her ways. And I mean, if you've been a Wendy follower, you know what it is. And some days she's good and a lot of days she's really, really bad. So, it says here, clap if you've ever witnessed the complete circus that is Wendy Williams. I'm clapping. According to BBC, popular TikTok star Swavy, born Matima Miller, was shot on Monday in in Wilmington, Delaware. His family later confirmed that Swayze had died at the age of 19. Earlier this week, the following message was posted on Swavy's official Instagram account. On behalf of our family, we would like to say thank you for the continued support and love of Matima Miller, also known as Swavy or Babyface. It is with great sadness that we announce Swavy's passing on July 5th, 2021. He was taken away from us due to senseless act of gun violence. And so this is him. Okay. So his family also said, this is just the beginning. We will forever keep his name alive and continue his legacy. The caption continued, the impact he had on others remains unmatched. The family has also launched the memorial fund for Swavy. All right, so this is her show. So Sarah Hagee tweeted, I have watched so many hours of Wendy Williams, and for the life of me, I can never predict when she does something like this. So yeah, she's really unpredictable, so you never know what's going to bring out shady boots in Wendy Williams, but just when it comes, it just hits you. And sometimes you don't even know you've been hit because the way she does this. All right, so here we go.
Does Norman, neither does one person in this building, maybe Sus does. Do you know who Swavy is? Clap. Clap if you know who Swavy is. Okay. Sus?
It's not my cup of tea that I got going on right now.
Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me. 2.5 million.
On TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
Well, as my son Kevin would say, no one uses Instagram anymore.
What?
And as far as TikTok, I don't use that at all. I don't know what that is. I don't want to be involved. So here he is. He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning.
All right, so I mean, it took you, that was a clip that was 1 minute and 15 seconds. It literally took you to the last 1 minute and 12, Okay, just to be gracious, a minute and 10 seconds before she told you that the story that she was talking about was about was about was about someone who passed away. So the way, like, it was just really weird. You never knew, and I don't blame the audience because they don't know who he is. And they didn't know he passed away. So you're just sitting there listening to a story and you're laughing about the followers things, but then realize she's actually talking about someone who's passed away. So it was a lot. And then I came across people just feeling as if though she should be canceled. And then someone went as far as to list some of the things that she had done. So Wendy Williams' list of crimes. She should have been canceled. She is a miserable human being, not a good person at all. There is a lot more online. These are these are the ones I can think of. The list. My gosh, people have time. All right, so it says here NAACP and HBCUs are racist. I mean, she most definitely misspoke, and I think she even came back and apologized after that. If Correct me if my memory serves me, don't hold me, allegedly and all that. I think that's when the other white guy who used to do what the black guy does in the show, Norm or something like that. There was a white guy, chubby kind of white. He wasn't too chubby, but he used to do the same thing. There was two of them. The one who we just seen her talking to in the clip, and it used to be a white guy. So and I think he got fired behind when she made that gaffe and talked about HBCUs. Most definitely wrong with that. Beyonce has a 5th grade education comments. She's wrong about that too. Yes, Beyonce doesn't give a lot of interviews and she's not online, living her life online, telling y'all all her business, convincing you of what education you think she might have by sitting online and just being in the mix. No, she doesn't do that. But I think if you really listen to if you want to ask me who, and I know she doesn't claim it, I don't know if she doesn't claim it. No, but she kind of does. She just doesn't say it. And that's why if you follow me on Clubhouse, I said what doesn't have to be explained is already understood. And I think with Beyonce music, I think that's the best thing about it. If you go back and listen to Bills, 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 to the left, to the left. If you go back and listen to Ring the Alarm, We Run the World. Just a lot of badass, things that she does subtly to let you know I'm that bitch. And, it is what it is. I don't take nobody shit. I'm grown. I can do whatever I want. So she most definitely has been programming. I guess if you want to think of it as something bad to be programming and advocating for women's rights and, just being confident in yourself. So she does most definitely advocate a feminist agenda. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but she most definitely does. I don't have to say nothing because Beyonce's been saying it to you little girls all along. Slut shaming and blaming Rihanna for the Chris Brown beating. Okay, she's out of pocket for that. But I will say that Wendy Williams sometimes can come off a little pick-Misha-ish. Like some of the things that she decides to get like on men about will be in spite of women, right? Because women will be at the other end of their bad behavior. And Chris Brown is most definitely one of those examples. There's someone else that she got on, but I'll just continue to go down the list. Saying Britney needs to be under conservatorship. Nobody needs to be under anybody's conservatorship, especially when they say, I am fine, I have been fine, and I have examples of misuse of power, okay? Nobody should think they have the right or think they know better for somebody's life than themselves. That's not how this works. There's no gods on this earth, and just nobody just knows better for anybody else, especially someone who's as well accomplished as Britney. She was slamming Meghan Markle. I mean, at the end of the day, Wendy is entitled to her opinion, and I'm never going to be on this platform saying or kind of getting at people for their opinion. I'm pretty open-minded. We may not all agree about the same things, as long as you don't go too far. But who am I to say, right? Leaking the news that Method Man's wife has cancer. Now, I will say I will always talk out against like doxing and releasing personal information, and especially about people who aren't in the spotlight and you don't personally know. I don't understand going after people who aren't in the spotlight and you don't personally they don't personally know you. You don't personally know. It's not a personal thing with you. I think that's tacky. Falsely claiming Tupac is a rapist. That is actually true. You can go pull the court documents, and I hate that people want to say that's not true, but like literally he got in trouble for it. Literally he was sleeping with the woman, and it's alleged that while sleeping or after he had his, had relations with the woman, he walked out the room and let his crew and bodyguard and them go in and have their way with the woman. So yes, that is rape, because you know what? I was vulnerable and gave my body to you. You then turned around and kind of gave me to somebody else. So allegedly and all, but that is factual and she was right. And why do you think she never got sued by his estate or anything like that? So a lot of times you guys got to realize when people don't look in, like when she's not being, like when she doesn't come back and backtrack what she says, that's because you can conclude that it's pretty much probably a fact. Making fun of Joaquin Phoenix cleft lip. I mean, she gonna have to repent for her shit. I mean, but again, people make fun of her. Her disrespectful comments on gay men wearing women's clothes. I'm not quite sure what she said there, but again, she can have her opinion. Saying Terry Crews wasn't brave for coming forward about being sexually assaulted. I don't like to question why people decide to stay quiet too much and whether or not. But at the end of the day, a black man, and black people in white spaces do have to worry about being blackballed. And who are we to tell that man that potentially speak up, knock that other white man out and go to jail? And like, it's just like, who are we? Right? Everybody deal with things in their time, and he came out and spoke about it when he felt safe, and meaning in his career, or he felt like there wouldn't be as much repercussions for coming out. When she asked 18-year-old Marcus Scribner if he was a virgin, I don't know why you want to ask anybody that. When she made a Price is Right joke while talking about the murder of Amy Hardwick, Drew Carey's ex-fiance, who was strangled and thrown off a third-floor balcony. When she made fun of Ariana Grande's appearance and claimed she wasn't a real woman because she's too small. Okay, Wendy, you got some damn nerve, okay? You know that Kaya and them are on the damn internet, on Beyonce's internet, calling you Wendy, William, Bartholomew. Like, how dare you come for another woman in her body? Okay, she might be too small, but they're saying you looking like a man over there. That is not okay, girl. Don't be body shaming when they body shame you. But at the end of the day, when you talk about opinions, if she can give it, she can also take it, and she does take it. Okay, she's not at least like some of these other people who want to be so big and bold with their opinions, and the minute you say something, they're on the internet talking about you body shaming, and they're feeling bullied and all this other stuff. So it's just like, it's really weird. Like even the celebrities who are getting into like the podcast world, and you're now food. You're now in the business of giving your opinion. So don't sit back and think that people aren't going to give their opinions on you when you're out here doing the same thing. It just doesn't make sense. When she defended Trey Songz after Keke Palmer called him out for pressuring her to be in his music video and then featuring her in it without her consent. And that's when sometimes Wendy Williams can come off kind of pick-me-ish, because like she'll literally will take some dudes, she'll take and defend some men, or even kind of be flirtatious after them when they exhibit like toxic trash ass behavior. And Trey Songz is one of those people that she most definitely has done that for. Which on the flip side, she won't do the same thing for Chris Brown, because she'll drag the shit out of him. But certain people, she most definitely will give them a pass for their fucked up behavior. I'm trying to think of who else. The Tupac one. Yep, that's one of them. No, she was right on the Tupac, but right here where it's just slut shaming and blaming Rihanna for Chris Brown. Yeah, she'll do that too. So that's what I'm saying. Like she kind of pick Nisha, even though she don't like Chris Brown, but she always trying to find ways to like kind of excuse some black men's toxic behavior. I thought that was interesting. But you know what the other funny part? If you go back to the article, right? So you have that comment there. And then if you go down here, this is what made what Wendy did on this show really kind of weird. After all of the keying, she matter-of-factly announced that he was murdered Monday morning. How you doing? That, what you doing, I guess, whatever. It's one thing to chuckle about a quirky blip or several throughout a quirky blip or several throughout Williams' wildly chaotic show. But this is someone's life here, and shame on the producers for constantly exploiting this type of coverage, as this isn't the first time Wendy has trended on Twitter for something like this. This past December, she announced her own mother, Shirley Williams' death in a similarly bizarre way, and it was most definitely bizarre because look, I'm gonna show y'all.
My mother, she's like, Wendy, you got them, they're long, you show them. She also talked me into picking out this outfit today. She's also died. Yeah. My mother, she's like, Wendy.
Okay, so you see how she like kind of she announces her mom's death, right? But it comes after like talking about her long legs and an outfit and like centering herself and then just like dropping this news. And that was like the same thing she did for the Swavy dude, because it was like, can you guys believe it? He's like, he has 2 million viewers on TikTok, more than me, and how dare, it was sort of like a how dare and who is he and stuff like that. And or at least I have more on Instagram. It was like very centering. Okay, but yeah, and he died Monday morning. And it was like, oh damn. Like, shouldn't you have led with that? Like, literally that's how it came across. But yeah, she's wild for that one. She most definitely wild. Plus, longtime listeners remember Wendy's shameless exploitations in her radio days. Specifically, most people cite the time Whitney Houston had to snatch those edges. Man, that interview is legendary. If you ever just want to laugh, and if you ever, like, let's say your kid grows up and becomes a Whitney Houston super fan, and it's saving all my love, and and then you have to really kind of then move into explaining what happened to Whitney. Bring her to this interview. Like, it was like Whitney Houston's life is like, it's amazing to look at and sad at the same time and tragic. To see that she was just so one way publicly and just so differently and lived a different life. It was just like she most definitely hit it well. Where is it at? Most recently, it was Tabitha Brown's Southern Belle brand read that had folks talking. Man, Tabitha Retta. Of course, Twitter is fed up. Oh, what happened? Sometimes these sites kind of, because all the advertising, so it's kind of hard sometimes. The sites be doing its own thing. Just waiting for it to load. Of course, Twitter is fed. Let me go back. Of course, Twitter is fed the F up with Wendy shenanigans. Wendy Williams will have a lot to answer for one day. And it's always made me uncomfortable that a lot of the people she targets for nastiness are black and so much of her audience is white. And I can see how people can be a little turned off by it. But, I mean, do you really, who acts as, I mean, when you put your stuff out there, you kind of don't determine who's your audience, white or black. We all know she started with a black audience, and I don't know. I mean, I think my opinion has changed a little bit, but should she change so much because other people like her though? Does she change who she is? She's always placated towards a black audience. But I most definitely can understand people feeling like, hey, you're really nasty to black people in front of other white people. But at the same time, that's always what she's been about. She didn't switch up. She didn't go mainstream and then start talking shit. She literally is doing better than she used to. And that's just the truth. The way Wendy Williams introduced that story about the TikTok star's passing was offensive. I swear she still thinks she's on the radio with the way she discusses the news. She has always had a very dark spirit. I mean, damn. You mean she thinks she's always been doing this the same way? I mean, I'm confused. Whether or not she thinks it's radio or not, but this has always been her, and people like it. Wendy Williams' show needs to be canceled. Oh, no, it does not. I got some time. I'm still building this over here, okay? So when I'm ready, we'll let Wendy know when she's ready to go, okay? All right? That's just how I feel about it. And this one's the one where I got the list of crimes. And the person who wrote, Wendy Williams' list of crimes. She should have been canceled. She's a miserable human being. Not a good person at all. There's there's a lot more online. These are the ones I can think of, the list. That took time to do, sis, okay? That took time to do. I mean, but Wendy's always been Wendy. Clap if you realize how much of a shit show this is. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it sure enough is. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's always been Wendy. I think that's what we know her to do. She's going to make sure she stays out there and she's going to be in the media. And sometimes it comes across as, comes out the wrong way. But she has to put on a show, guys. So I can't really knock her for that. But that delivery was kind of messed up. Not laughing at it, but most definitely it was messed up. Because it seemed like I said, she centered herself. And it's just like, okay, just like the Tabitha story where you kind of centered your relationship and how it was all wrong for you. But it was just like, you tried to be Houdini with a nigga from the street. So, Tabitha seems to have a real one. So you were coming off kind of, bitter, bitter Betty. And this one here, it seems like, talk about notoriety, coming off kind of bitter. And I think sometimes when you think you're the queen or the king of something, you'll feel so like, how dare this person with less talent and less years in the game be doing better than me. So I think some of that most definitely happens, but that happens across the board. Any professional or anybody who's been like the best at what they've done, what they're doing basically. So I think that comes with it. Well, I'm gonna get on out of here. Y'all know how I do it. Keep it bougie and posh. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. What's going on with Miss Wendy? Y'all think she's losing it? Or do y'all think this is all a part of staying current and making sure you're always being mentioned by people? Because if you're not doing it right, if people aren't hating on you, we all know that. Most definitely, I know that. So it just is what it is. Y'all be bougie. Y'all be black. And